I used to believe my husband, Callum, was unshakable. He always moved through life with this grounded certainty. Never jealous, never dramatic, never insecure. His steadiness made me feel a little too safe sometimes. I mistook his calm for invulnerability, as if nothing I said could ever really get under his skin. I understand now how wrong I was. My name is Avery. Callum and I have been married for 7 years. We met in college. He was studying architecture. I was buried in literature, and even back then he was the guy everyone relied on. Thoughtful, measured, unflappable. When we got married, people joked that he'd be the steady one, and they were absolutely right. I, on the other hand, have always been too quick with jokes, too casual with my words, sometimes using humor when I should have been more gentle. That trait is what shattered something I didn't realize was delicate. It happened at a casual dinner with friends, hosted by Marlo and Jensen. There were 8 of us, all close, the kind of group where teasing comes naturally and no one usually takes things to heart. It was warm, loud, comfortable. The sort of environment that makes you forget that jokes can still cut someone. The conversation drifted to celebrity crushes, then to joking about people at the gym. Everyone was laughing, and I was relaxed, maybe too relaxed, because when the attention came to me, I said something I thought was harmless. Smiling across the table, I joked, honestly, if I ever had a crush on someone real, it'd be someone like Marlo. Tall, funny, charming. The kind of guy Callum never gets jealous about. Everyone burst out laughing. Everyone except Callum. He didn't smile. He didn't react at all. He just looked at me with that cool, unreadable calm he's known for, and that should have been my sign to stop. But instead of paying attention to his silence, I brushed it off and added, "Relax, I'm joking. Everyone knows I married the safest guy alive." More laughter. More noise. More blindness from me. And Callum didn't say a single word. Not during dinner. Not on the drive home. Not when we walked through the door. His quiet felt like ice settling around me. At first, I thought he was sulking. I even let out a light laugh, thinking he just needed a minute. But when I stepped into the living room, he wasn't brooding. He wasn't upset. He was packing an overnight bag. Just a few things, enough to say he wasn't leaving our marriage, just leaving right now. "Where are you going?" I asked, suddenly unable to breathe properly. He zipped the bag carefully and said in the calmest voice I've ever heard, "I'm giving you exactly what you joked about. A little distance from the safest guy in the world." My stomach dropped. "Callum, it was a joke." Everyone knew it was a joke. He nodded once. Everyone except the person who was supposed to matter. That hit harder than anything he could have yelled. He didn't accuse me or question me. He just told me, plainly, what I'd done. Turned him into everyone's punchline. And then he left. No slamming doors, no dramatic exit. Just quiet. I didn't sleep at all. I kept replaying the moment, my stupid grin, everyone laughing, and him sitting there absorbing it in silence. When I woke up, he still wasn't home. No text. No call. Nothing. Around noon, Marlo messaged, "Are you okay?" Callum stopped by earlier. He seemed different. My heart lurched. Why had he gone to see Marlo? What did they talk about? Why wasn't anyone answering me? I called. No response. Texted. Nothing. My fear wasn't about losing him. It was the realization that I'd crossed a line I never noticed, and I had no idea how far the fallout would reach. I didn't know what Callum was thinking or what he planned to do next. When he finally returned that evening, he didn't come home like a tired husband. He came in like someone who had already made a choice. He set down his keys, took off his jacket, and sat across from me at the kitchen island, not to talk, but to deliver something final. "Avery," he said, acknowledging me for the first time in nearly a day. "I'm not here to argue." My throat tightened. "Then why are you here?" He let out a long, measured breath. "To give you what you wanted," he said. I frowned. What I wanted? Yes. His voice was quiet, too even. An audience. A laugh. A reminder that I'm the safe one. The one you can joke about without consequences. The steadiness of his tone made my palms damp. It wasn't harsh. but something in it felt final. What does that mean? I whispered. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached into his bag and pulled out a small bundle of folded pages. Then another. And another. He set them on the counter like a dealer sliding cards across felt. Callum, what is all that? He tapped the first stack. This is a letter. I wrote it last night. It's everything I felt in the moment you said what you said. My stomach clenched. He tapped the second. This is a transcript of a conversation I had with Marlo this morning. I blinked. You talked to Marlo? Why? Because you used him as the joke, he replied calmly. And I decided the punchline wasn't going to be me this time. The air seemed to hum against my skin. What did you say to him? I asked, afraid of the answer. That depends, he said. How honest do you want me to be? Honest? I barely managed to get out. Callum leaned back, hands clasped loosely. I told him that the next time someone jokes about wanting a man like him, they might want to check whether their husband is sitting right there. And I told him that respect is the only non-negotiable in my marriage, one I'm willing to walk away from the second it disappears. My chest tightened. Why would you say that? Because it was true, he said simply. And because someone needed to hear it who wasn't laughing. There was no bitterness in his voice. No heat. That made it hurt worse. And the third one? I asked, nodding toward the final stack. He didn't touch it at first. He just looked at it like he was deciding whether to hand me something dangerous. That, he said softly, is a list of all the things I've done for us, the ones you treat like they'll always just happen. Not chores. Not obligations. Just the quiet things I've done because I believed we respected each other. My eyes stung. Kalu. Avery, he said gently, let me finish. Not sharp. Not cold. Just unwavering. Every marriage has fragile points. But last night wasn't a point. It was a reminder. He looked straight at me, calm and heartbreakingly steady. A reminder that sometimes the people we love forget we're human. A tear slipped down my cheek before I could stop it. I never meant to hurt you, I whispered. I know, he said. But you did. That simple truth cut deeper than anything he could have yelled. He wasn't trying to punish me. He wasn't trying to win. He was just naming what happened. I'm not here to threaten you, Avery, he continued. I'm not walking out. But you need to understand something. What? My voice shook. That your words matter. And the way you use them matters. Especially when you use them to shrink me in front of other people. His voice didn't waver once. He wasn't breaking. He wasn't angry. He was simply honest. And as for revenge, he added, I didn't insult you. I didn't mock you. I didn't vanish. I didn't betray you. I just gave you one day of what you made me feel for 10 minutes. The sentence hit dead center in my chest. Silence, he finished, will always speak louder than sarcasm. I covered my face, everything I had ignored crashing down on me. I'm so sorry, I whispered through my fingers. He stood, walked around the island, and gently pulled my hands away. I don't want apologies, he said quietly. I want understanding. I want respect. And I want you to think before you turn me into the joke again. I will, I said, voice trembling. I promise. He studied my face, searching for sincerity. When he found it, his shoulders finally eased. Then, in a small, devastatingly tender gesture, he took my hand. Good, he murmured. Because I'm still here. But I won't always be if you forget who I am. That was his revenge. Not anger. Not humiliation. Just clarity. And clarity, delivered without raising a voice, cut sharper than anything thrown in anger. Callum didn't need volume to shake me. He only needed to show me the edge of everything he'd been swallowing until now.